Did you ever have a drug issue?
No.
Crime issue?
Yes. I was involved as a kid. It's crazy. I was told by the police, they told my mother as a young teenager, I was labeled a nonconformist. There you go. 10 years old.
I've been labeled that too.
Yeah. Nonconformist. And in fact, we used to hop the trains here, right up here. This is where we used to hop the trains. It was out of control. You know, my life was out of control. But at 13, I got involved in boxing. And that's what changed my life as a young kid growing up in the city. At 16,
it was a good outlet.
100%. At the age of 16, I was #1 in the city. At 19, I was #1 in the state, top 10 in the country. Made the USA boxing team, traveled around the world, coming from Kensington. Can you imagine that? Always in the paper. I mean, it was amazing, man. You know, it was amazing. So I was always a street fighter, you know. Bah! But it's interesting how what all happened there, because eventually I was facing life in prison. I was an organizer for a major union in the city, and so I got hired at a young age, and at 25 I was an organizer. By the time I was 27, I was facing, you know, a lot of years in prison, 168 years.
What'd you do, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, yeah, I was charged with RICO, which is a racketeer influence corrupt organization. It's an acronym, and I was charged with that crime. But so what happened was I was not given bail because they said that I was a menace to society, a threat to the community. The Kensington kid being called that. Who would have thought? So, well, what happened? Ultimately, I would go to prison, and when I went to prison, when I was in there, this lady by the name of Lucille, who happens to be my wife's name, but it wasn't my wife. She's an elderly lady.
Okay.
She would write me letters all the time about Jesus. And Peter, that started to change in my life. It wasn't prison that changed me.
Yeah.
But this woman, she wrote me a letter. She said to me, buddy, Jesus has you, hold you in the palm of his hand. I was like, wow, what does that mean? And I would read scripture and this and that. And then when I came out of prison in 91, November, but it was December 31st, 1995 that I gave my life to Christ at 8:30 at night. How many years is that? 28 years ago? 1995. Unbelievable, Peter. 29 years.